checking mail on my phone. I haven't had time or a good enough connection. Man, cell phone connection in New York is shitty. Oh my God.
Oh, wait, my bad. It's actually at Middle Earth Game.
Middle Earth. I didn't think it was Shadowborn. I thought it was something different.
Like, that's the name of it.
Right. At Middle Earth Game.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. My next one is, in addition to Xbox One suite of entertainment options coming to your Xbox One, there will soon be an official Comedy Central app. And it's going to allow Xbox Live members to watch Comedy Central shows and classic shows off of their Xbox on demand. New episodes of modern Central series like The Daily Show, Key and Peele, and At Midnight will appear on the app the day after they air. And in addition, you're going to have older seasons of things like South Park, although that they haven't said how far back into the archive they're going to go, but that there will be not only current episodes, but classic episodes of South Park as well, or I should say past episodes. Also, they're going to have available is all 3 seasons of Chappelle's Show on demand on the Xbox, which is very nice. Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. And that's the way, if they wanted to introduce the Xbox One is to be our center of our entertainment world in our living room, that was the way they needed to do it instead of the way they tried to do it.
With apps?
No, yeah, with apps and slowly getting us... treating us more like the lobsters. You put us in the vat of cold water and then you turn on the heat. You don't just drop us into the hot water and expect us to be happy about it.
I really like the app route because, I mean, the whole problem with what they did before is that it required a cable subscription. And it's like, well, I'm already paying for cable. I'm not really getting anything new out of this. But with the apps, it feels like, okay, I could just have the Xbox and an internet connection, and I can still get all this TV stuff. Like, it feels like Xbox is offering like a good, better deal.
Oh yeah. Right, it's getting that way. Mm-hmm. Anything else from you?
Well, in positive Destiny news, despite all the bad things people have been saying about it,
but
it apparently sold.
All the bad things you said about it?
People? You mean you?
Some, quote, people.
Yeah. People saying really terrible things. Like it's an RPG game made not by somebody who doesn't know what an RPG is.
Yeah. Not Blizzard. Blizzard knows RPGs. Bungie, they don't know shit about RPGs.
Yeah. Anyway, so you were saying.
It sold a lot.
Yeah. 350 million. They originally used it. Oh, was it 325 million? I thought it was 350. Yeah. Okay.
In 5 days.
5 days.
So, regardless of what people say, it seems to be a success, and there will probably be a sequel.
Oh, I think that was always an understatement, to say the least. They're going to make their $500 million, $500 million. They're going to make that on the first game. No question. Because that was what they were saying is $500 million, or was it $1 billion?
Half.
$500 million, and that is in the development of the cycle. It wasn't this game in particular, but it was a cycle. So if you consider out that they're talking about like a 5 or 10 year cycle, they've definitely going to be making that money back on this first game.
Yeah,
or
apparently
very
it was
close
a good
to it.
Investment for Activision. So.
Yeah. As always, with the exception of Titan.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
7 years.
Yeah, that almost. Yeah, that money they made on Destiny might actually somewhat pay for Titan. They just offset each other. So Activision's at zero.
Spend all that money and time on something and just for nothing,
and then have somebody go, you know what? It's just not fun. Let's just kill it. It's not redeemable at this point.
Well, from what it sounded like, reading their description, they knew it wasn't fun for a while. And they're just like, how do we make this fun? How do we make this fun? How do we make this fun? And it eventually got to the point where they're like, why are we doing this?
Kind of reminds me of when I first cut my hair by myself at home in high school, Where you like, I got a great idea. This is going to be the coolest haircut ever. And it's like, oh, it's not quite right. A little bit more off of here. Okay, nah, still not quite right. Maybe a little more off of here. And then finally it's like you're left with a really shitty haircut. And you're like, why did I cut my hair in the first place? Let's see. Remember Chariot that we saw at PAX that you and I both liked? It was a little co-op where you were dragging a wagon carrying your dead father or father-in-law, because it was two-player. It was a princess and her husband, or fiance, I think it was. You were dragging that coffin around and over hill and dale so that they could get to a spot where the ghost of Dad wanted to be buried.
Yeah.
Very cool thing. Frema Studio is doing it, and it's eventually going to launch on PlayStation 4 next week.
Next week?
Mm-hmm. September 30th in North America. It's going to be $14.99. European players are going to have to wait till October 22nd. So you have to wait almost a month in Europe.
Man, that's a lot sooner than I expected.
Yeah. A lot sooner than I expected. It's going to have 2 local players or 1 solo players working together to carry a king's coffin to its resting place. It does not say online, so it looks like it's only local players.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks, because it kind of needs to be.
Yeah. Although it was fun enough, I might play single player.
Yeah. Next one for you?
There was a big update to Steam where they added a bunch of stuff to try to make it easier to find games. And so they have a whole bunch of, it's like the UI was kind of overhauled to emphasize like recommendations.
Mm-hmm.
And they have this thing called the queue now, where you click on it and it just kind of starts recommending games to you. And they have this new section called curators. Well, I guess if you're a mod of a Steam group, you can like recommend games. You can create a list of, really good games. One is like the Jim Sterling collection, horror collection, Double Fine games, all this stuff. And those are pretty prominently placed on the main store page. So you can just like click on a curator and see a list of all the games they recommend.
Mm-hmm.
So they really want to make it easier to find stuff, which is good because Steam was getting like really, really crowded.
Yeah. It was too hard to find the good games. And it has been for a long time.
So I think the curator list, in addition to their general recommendations and in addition to the new queue feature, they really want to make it easier for you to find like the little games that you might not have heard of that, hey, you should check this out.
Yeah.
I actually clicked on the horror curated one and found this game that I don't know what to expect from it because it looked like a super cute platformer, like a super cute Game Boy-esque platformer. But the guy says, I promise this isn't a troll entry, but anything about this game borders on spoiling the experience. So I was like, okay, I bought it, and I'm looking forward to playing it tonight.
Okay, you'll have to tell us all about it.
Yeah. So it actually seems like it works because, I mean, I know a ton of the games that come out on Steam, but I was still able to find something new.
AC Wraith says, timely question this time, will GameHounds offer curation? I think we might be able to get together a curator list. I don't know if Valve will accept our curator list, but I think we could put together a fairly good list.
Well, I think we just, it's mods of a Steam group, and we have a Steam group.
Well, we could do that.
I love the curator. I have that every morning. I got my mudslide, I got my decaf, I got my French vanilla. I love mine.
You're such a weirdo. Dark Souls 2 news for Nick and everybody else. You heard that the Crown of the Ivory King DLC had been delayed in Europe. Mm-hmm. And it is now officially, as of today, also delayed in North America. Yeah, sorry.
Although I still haven't played the first DLC.
Oh, okay, that's good. Well, Namco Bandai sent out, or Bandai Namco says that it's going to launch Crown of Ivory DLC on September 30th. What was it before? You know?
I don't know.
But it's delayed. But it's delayed until what? 6 days from now? Yeah, 6 days from now.
Yeah, that's not a bad delay.
Yeah, you'll live.
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta...
I would love to go back into that, but I feel like I got through Dark Souls. I went through that tunnel. I came out the other end.
You hate to go back?
It's not that I hate to go back. I would kind of love to go back, but I feel like if I go back, like, that's a long tunnel.
Yeah.
That's a really long tunnel, and it's like, I don't want to spend all that time in that tunnel. There are other tunnels I want to go through. Other games I want to play.
It's kind of like the Skyrim for me, the Skyrim DLC. I didn't buy any of it. Well, I bought one, but then I realized I don't want to buy any more because I've already done Skyrim. I can't go back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something satisfying about completing a game and kind of putting it aside and being like, okay, I'm done with that.
That's how I was with Skyrim. I played that to death, and I loved it to death. But boy, I tell you, like I said, it's kind of open up that long tunnel again. Ugh.
Yep. And Borderlands is another one.
Yep.
You close that door.
Yep.
I got a text come in and also in the chat room, too. Anybody play the Naruto games?
Naruto games? No.
I'm not even sure what that is. Is that like Millborns?
No.
It's based on an anime.
Anime. Oh. No, we've not played any of the Naruto games. You might want to ask Jaeger, though. I'm sure he has. I
played a couple for review.
Yeah, after I played that fucking One Piece of shit game for the Wii U, fuck. $60.
I remember
fuck.
Saying like, oh, wow, this isn't that bad.
It isn't that bad, but it wasn't that good, and I'm not fucking going back to that thing. God damn it. The farther I get away from it, the madder I am. I was kind of like when buying Bungie, or buying Destiny, where you're just kind of trying to make yourself feel better about the fact that you dropped $60. That's all it was. It was complete rationalization. So, yeah, I'm done with anime games unless they make me espresso. I am not getting another
maybe they can make you an espresso in the Curator.
Curator, right. Kickstarter has updated its terms of use. Have you heard about this?
Wait. What about this Naruto game? What was this news that you had?
I don't have any news.
I thought Goalie did.
No, Miles in the chat room said, has anyone play the Naruto games?
He sent,
okay.
He sent me a text on that, too. Then he put it up in the chat room, so I figured
Jaeger is pointing out that I did buy it of my own choice. Yes, I did. But I was guilted into buying it. And
crackheads buy crack of their own choice.
That's true. Doesn't mean that's bad because I'm not addicted. But you can guilt people into doing things that they shouldn't do just out of pure guilt, and that's why I don't listen to Jaeger anymore. His guilt, I'm immune. $60 was the price of my immunity. I am inoculated for Jaeger trying to guilt me into buying stuff because I'm not being responsible. I'm not playing Wii U games. I'm not giving it a fair shot. Fuck that. I got $60 to prove I did it to give it a fair shot. No.
Nick guilts you into games all the time. You probably got a whole stack of games in a corner.
No.
In Nick pile.
See, I've said this before. Whenever I highly recommend a game to Edie, she never fucking buys it. But if I'm really hesitant about something, or if Jaeger's like, hey, I got a shitty game for you to play, she goes out and buys that day one.
I have to agree with that. I noticed that you mentioned that years ago, and I have watched myself, and every time, you're right. Every time you're like, it's interesting, but it's not that good. I'm like, I'm buying it now. Ding, ding, ding. Spot. One click buy? Sure. Have Amazon Prime. Bring it. And then you'll be telling me, this is the greatest game ever. Oh, my God, you've got to buy this. I'll be like, maybe. I am totally contrary. I will agree. I totally do that.
You've already got the Nick immunity.
Sort of. I'm just not immune to it's not a very good game. So maybe that should be our curation list, is unbelievably shitty games that we shouldn't have bought. That somebody wanted us to buy and we're sorry we did. I think that needs to be a curated list. Just because
games we regret. Games
we regret most. It says you can try the demo for free. No. I'm sworn off of anime games. God, that One Piece. And on top of that, I should have known because I hate the One Piece anime. Oh, why did I do that?